Ashley Share. I am the founder and CEO of ShareLove.Fund. Today we are already in week 21 of our RCYT, that is Registered Children's Yoga Teacher Training, as accredited by the third-party accrediting agency, Yoga Alliance. For those of you not already enrolled in our teacher training, please feel free to stay on and join today because there's a special momentum when we teach live, so it's great to have all of you here with us live today. And I encourage you, if you want to be on degree track and to earn your own teaching credential, you can enroll at ShareLove.Fund-RCYT. Again, that's ShareLove.Fund-RCYT, and you can enroll in our 95-hour children's registered yoga degree course, which is this, or you can choose from any one of our 6 courses. We are actually accredited for all that Yoga Alliance has to offer, so we're pretty proud of that. Every time you enroll in one of our degrees and are a paid participant, as opposed to a scholarship participant, you are actually funding the opportunity for someone who cannot afford our degree program to earn our degree. And that extends to women in custody so that they can use their time behind bars productively. Let us begin by taking a comfortable seated position. And I'm just going to give everyone a couple minutes to settle in and find their breath. One of the techniques we talked about in an earlier video, which is popular when you are teaching kids, even middle school kids that aren't such kids anymore, but is making sounds to kind of relax. So as you settle into your breathing technique, please feel free to vibrate your lips, little motorboat, shake it out, and kind of don't be shy in connecting your breath with your voice to really relax. I'm going to give everyone time in their own pace to relax while I go around and work the room. When I come back, we will do a children's meditation, and this will be a lovely way for you to receive the benefits of meditation as a teacher trainee. Even though this meditation is geared for children, we all can benefit from it, but also this will give you a tool in your tool belt as a children's yoga certified teacher to have a transcript of a children's meditation, and you can copy the transcript from the transcript notes in YouTube. You can just literally scroll over the transcript in YouTube and copy paste it in a document and use it for your own use. I care more about all of us working together and helping children than I care about intellectual property. ShareLove Fund is a 501c3. We are here to serve. It's a charity. I do this out of love. As most of you know by now, I'm an attorney by trade, and I started ShareLove Fund during COVID because when schools closed their doors, I opened up my home and I turned it into a yoga studio, and I trained high school kids to become adult credentialed yoga teachers so that they could train incarcerated women. So the women in custody who at the time were in solitary confinement because of COVID restrictions and unable to have in-person visitation with their children, they were able to use that time in isolation to be productive to earn a yoga degree so that they could go out and upon release, shift from being a ward of the state to a tax-paying citizen. For the few that we serve that may be serving a life sentence and may never be released, they are able to use the skills as a credentialed yoga teacher to serve those in their facility. And while they may not go to the outside, their students can, and they can live vicariously through their students. And that is something, that's a reason to wake up every morning. So with that, let us all feel blessed. Anyone watching this live on YouTube is a free person, and you know, whatever's going on, I mean, at least you can go outside whenever you want. In the middle of the night, you could step outside, and that's a privilege that often we take for granted. So please take some breaths, settle in. I'm gonna work the room a little bit, and then we'll reconvene for a nice meditation, but use this opportunity to find your breath. Before I go, I just want to remind you of another breath work technique that we did in a prior class in case you want to practice it. But we did box breathing, or I think maybe we called it square breath. But it was an inhale, a hold, an exhale, and release. Inhale, hold, exhale, and release. This is a fun exercise to do with kids because it's a way to kind of capitalize on the antsiness and give them something to do with their hands. They can put both hands together. So inhale, hold, exhale, release. So you can practice that. Okay, see you in a couple minutes. Okay, continue to breathe and settle into your breath. Really going deeper with each breath. Okay, now that everyone is settled into their breath work, we'll begin with a body scan meditation. Now this body scan meditation is appropriate for children 5 years old and above, and it is considered an intermediate level meditation. So what does intermediate mean? It means that it's probably not the best meditation for a first timer. So if a 5-year-old has never experienced the benefits of meditation before, it would be better to have a meditation that is a little bit shorter, maybe just kind of starting with putting the hand on the belly, feeling the rise and fall of the breath, something a little more physical. However, if you have done a meditation with an elementary school population before, and that population has had at least one experience of meditation under their belt, then this meditation could be appropriate for that elementary school group. You could use this meditation for middle schoolers as well. I find that meditations geared towards a younger group work for older groups, but meditations geared for older groups don't necessarily work so well with younger groups because they tend to get more and more abstract each age group we go. So the RCYT degree is broken down into preschool, elementary school, and middle school, ages 2 to 15. And this is a wonderful meditation for elementary school or 5 years old and above. It's called Body Scan Meditation. Let us begin. This meditation fosters heightened awareness for the body. It also promotes deep relaxation. It is best done when in a lying down position. It can be done to alleviate anxiety or to promote restful sleep. I want to talk for a moment, so I'm just going to lie down just to physically demonstrate. So for a body scan meditation, it's nice to lie down because you're basically going to review each part of your body from your toes to your nose, as I like to say it for kids because it rhymes, but really we're going to the crown of our head. But from our toes to our crown of our head doesn't sound so fun. But anyway, a lying down position is great. When we think of children and anxiety, there is a lot of anxiety about test taking. And so even having children lie down or do a body scan meditation before a test can really help. And drilling in the concept that a test and the age of elementary school, maybe that's a spelling test. It's an opportunity to show what you do know. Maybe there are some blanks and maybe there are some wrong answers of things you don't know. But if you know one thing, try to put that on the paper. And by telling children that a test is an opportunity to show what you do know, forget about what you don't know. But if you happen to know something, get it on the paper and show what you do know. That's really what it is academically. We call it a demonstration of knowledge. So by taking the approach that a test shows what you know is an optimistic approach, right? The glass is half full. By educating children early on to have an optimistic approach about test taking, while giving children the tools of meditation and yoga to alleviate anxiety, which also can alleviate test anxiety, which by the way, we have a wonderful blog on our website specifically addressing test anxiety through yoga, and you can access that for free at ShareLove.Fund-RCYT. And it's an older blog, so just keep scrolling down like previous page. until you see the one on test anxiety. But basically, by giving the children the tools to alleviate test anxiety, as well as have an optimistic and positive attitude towards tests, you are giving them what they need, the mental state of mind, to be lifelong learners. And what we have seen through research is that education levels the playing field. So by equipping students with a positive attitude towards learning, and taking tests is a big part of that. You can't be a lawyer without the LSAT, and you can't be a doctor without the MCAT, and you can't go to business school without the GRE or GMAT. And so this is a big part. So tests, you can't really rise above without overcoming that fear of taking tests. So the only way through it is to get through it, so to speak. One of the things that I love to tell my clients when we work privately together is, be afraid and do it anyway. Like, just because it's scary isn't a reason to not do it. But meditation can help us not be afraid. So without further ado, we will relax and not be afraid. So find a comfortable position where you are lying down, as I just demonstrated. It can be on the mat, on the ground, on a sofa, on a bed. In a school environment, if you can't lay down and you're at a desk, you can kind of slouch a little bit, or just lean back in the chair. If you have the opportunity to lie down on your back with your legs stretched out and your hands resting gently beside you, and gently close your eyes. So this would be the ideal position for this meditation. And yes, you can start with Savasana in a class. It's actually pretty awesome. If not, just try to find a nice, relaxed position. Take your attention to your head. Notice your eyes. Ears. Nose. Mouth and cheeks. Now take your attention to your neck. Shoulders and chest. Belly. And back. Notice your arms from the shoulder. The elbows. The wrists. palms. And fingers. Take your attention to your legs. Knees. Ankles. Feet. And toes. Lie down in stillness for 10 seconds. When you feel ready, take a deep breath and bring your awareness through your whole body. Wiggling your toes. Maybe placing your palms of your hands up and down and up and down to gently bring awareness back to your body. Maybe flexing and pointing your toes, shifting your head from side to side. On an inhale, bring your knees into your chest if you are on your back. Roll to the side. Take a few breaths there. Careful to not feel dizzy or lightheaded. At your own pace, gently push yourself up to a comfortable seated position. How do you feel? So now that we have that wonderful, wonderful warm-up or meditation and breathing, we'll go into our warm-up. Inhale your arms up. You can clap them together. Kids love making some noise in their yoga classes, so don't be afraid to make some noise. So you can clap your hands together and have your pointer fingers face up and pretend that your fingers are a laser. We can stick to this elementary school theme and point the laser to the wall. And inhale and exhale, pointing your pretend finger laser to the other wall. Slowly shake out your arms. Inhale, one arm up and reach it all the way across. And exhale, airplane arms out to each side. And inhale, the other arm all the way across. Please continue this at your own pace, pairing your breath with your arms. Yoga is the connection between breath and movement, and you can kind of practice that of using your breath to work with your movement. And then you can play around with not syncopating your breath with the movement and see how that feels. It can get a little silly at times. So as all of you know by now, this is my favorite pose because I love telling our incarcerated women that they can paint a rainbow in whatever situation they have just by doing rainbow arms. They say happiness is a state of mind and that our feelings are a result of our thoughts and not necessarily about our circumstances. So we can choose to have a positive thought, even in the most dire of circumstances. And then that will lead to us being in a good mood no matter what. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. From the forward fold, walk your hands to one side, and we're just going to hang out a little bit here and enjoy the side stretch. Careful to not hold any tension in your neck. Walking your hands to the center and then to the other side. Coming up, we're going to windmill around to tabletop and do some cat-cows. Cat-cows are a wonderful way to warm up. From cat-cow, we'll come back down to child's pose, resting one cheek on one side of the mat. Pushing up to downward puppy, chin on the mat, feeling a stretch in our back, and coming back down to child's pose with the other cheek on the mat to receive a symmetrical stretch. Inhale, come up to table, knee across, and we will slide down into pigeon pose. Coming onto your elbows, or if you want to come all the way down, you can. And just really trying to enjoy this nice glute stretch. Coming back, pushing your legs out to Sphinx pose, engaging your glutes, tightening your back body, taking a few breaths in Sphinx. Toes pointed. Inhaling, pushing up to forearm plank, bringing your other knee up and doing pigeon on the other side. You can, again, come all the way down or be on your forearms. Really stretching out the glute here. Exhale, pushing your legs back, and we'll do a Superman pose, locust. And exhaling, hands by each shoulder, stretching out one arm sideways, kind of like airplane arm perpendicular to the body, and rolling over. This is a shoulder stretch. Exhale your other arm out as a Superman or airplane arms and rolling over on the other side for a shoulder stretch. Pushing up again to tabletop and threading the needle. One, your arms are perpendicular to each other and you're getting a shoulder stretch as well. Inhale and exhale to thread the needle on the other side. Why are we doing all of these arms and shoulder stretches? Because for chair pose or peak pose of the week, it really helps when we're warmed up to have proper alignment. Inhale, come back to table, and we'll enjoy some more cat-cows. And this time with the cat-cow, I like to call it around the world. So you can kind of wiggle around a little bit just to stretch out all those nooks and crannies. Maybe your neck. Walk your arms to one side and lean back a little bit. You can rest your neck, your forehead on the mat to release tension from your neck. Come back to child's pose. Forehead to the mat. Come back up to tabletop. Again, walk your hands to the other side of the mat. Forehead to the mat, stretching out the side body on the other side. Coming back up to tabletop, we'll push up to downward dog. I'm just gonna tuck in my shirt. This is our first downward dog of the day. So bend your knees, really trying to get a nice straight spine. You really wanna be in a triangle. Doesn't matter if your knees are bent. What matters is you want your back kind of like a triangle. And you can pedal out your feet a little bit as your hamstrings get warmed up. If your heels are raised, that's fine. What matters is a nice straight back. So get that straight back however you can. By pedaling out your feet, you can get a deeper stretch in each side. When you feel ready, you can jump up, feet between the hands, exhale, forward fold. If you feel dizzy or lightheaded, you can do this as a seated forward fold. Grabbing a hold of opposite elbows, come side to side. Walking your hands under your feet. I'm going to lose the socks, so I don't get so slippery. Okay, so now that we're warmed up. Okay, so you can have your feet under your hands, if that works. If you like that idea, but you don't quite have the flexibility, you can bend your knees and then sort of straighten them as it works out. And love the feet under the hands, even if the knees are bent, because it creates a whole body stretch, the whole back side of the body, the arms, the upper back, etc. Shake your head, release tension. Exhale, bend one knee and enjoy a twist. Exhale, let it all hang out. Bend the other knee, enjoy a twist. Don't want to dump your weight into your hand because you want to be working your abs. Exhale, kind of let it all hang out. And you can bend one knee and then the other to just get a deeper stretch, maybe rocking back and forth a bit. So let's stretch one side deeper and then I'll let you know when to switch the knees. And exhale, and we'll switch the knees. And straighten both and just use your own body weight to hang. Inhale, slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, arms all the way up to upward salute. Exhale like you're sitting down in a chair. Tuck your tummy in. Avoid this like arch back. This is not, you don't want that cow pose. So try to keep your back in that same alignment that we had with downward dog. And so when you sit into chair pose, back is straight, arms up over your ears, eyes looking before you, feet hip width apart. And it's a fat burner. It really, really uses up a lot of energy. So it's wonderful in a children's yoga class because it's a word children can relate to, chair. And it really, really burns off a lot of energy. So it's wonderful for relieving test anxiety. And it's wonderful in middle school for building strength. Exhale, arms up. Inhale, or arms down to the side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Step, or let's actually have some fun. We'll jump back into plank. Knees, chest, chin. From knees, chest, chin, roll over into Savasana. Hug the knees into your chest. Congratulations, you did it. Stretch your feet out in front of you, palms face up, hands about 6 to 8 inches from each side. Your feet hip width apart, toes rolling out. And now you get to enjoy a wonderful 30 minutes of asana. I will cue you to come out of it. You do not have to worry about falling asleep. I'm going to get up and dim the lights. Enjoy. I'll be back. back to the present moment. Wiggle your toes. Stretch your head side to side. Bring your knees into chest. Give yourself a little hug and slowly roll over to one side of the mat. Take a few breaths here, in and out. When you feel ready, careful not to be lightheaded, push yourself up to a comfortable seated position. How do you feel? May the light in me be the light in you. Have a blessed day. Namaste.